Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 57th round of the 93rd season of the 4th D of the 3Ds of speed. I am very attractive, and with me as always is the Igor Larionov of Quiche, Michael Magus.
Oh, Igor Larionov reference and me in the same sentence. I love it. Larionov's kid got drafted last season, by the way.
I'm not sure.
San Jose Sharks.
Oof. Maybe if you go into a real team.
I mean, San Jose's been good for like a fairly long time. They've had they weren't so great last season, but I mean, it's been a franchise that's pretty. Oh, Jeremy Reeder a little off there. Welcome, Jeremy Reeder, the grid, by the way. I believe this is the first time we've seen him in a Mercedes and the first time we've seen the Craft Bamboo Moon livery. What do you think about it, Byron? I like the cheetah pattern number.
It looks like he got bamboozled.
Not my personal favorite livery. Probably the Mad Panda one with all the pandas on it is probably still my favorite Mercedes livery, if we're being completely honest. But we are here at Spa-Francorchamps. This is a track that should be very, very familiar to people by now because it's been there a while. Hey, it's me. As I am trying for one last lap at glory here to improve on 7th place. And we got Max Simmons on pole, Dan French, Aaron Alexander, Matt Higgs back in the field. Higgly Wiggly is back. Marcel Letelier, Paul Riccobeni, Dominic Turcotte, myself, Oscar Tan, and Jeremy Reeder, your top 10 at the moment. And coming into this race, of course, Max Simmons leads the way. This is just the second round of the championship, so if you watched the previous race, it's the order in which people finished. So it's Simmons, Alexander, and Letelier fighting for the title, and Connor Costantini leads the Silver Cup, and the Bronze Cup is led by Mark Cebulski, who is the only bronze driver here today. He'll pull quite a ways into the lead, I think. So, Byron, you, of course, are the architect of Spa in Trackmania form. What do you think about the track?
I don't remember making it, but I know I did, and I think that it's definitely one of the 3-letter tracks that has ever existed.
Mm-hmm. Probably the only one, actually, now that I think about it. I can't think of another. I mean, technically, its full name is Spa-Francorchamps, so there is that. But it is one of the most easily summed up in 3-letter tracks in existence.
Spa.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Javier's favorite track.
Is it?
It is now.
I know it's Paul Riccobeni's least favorite track. He was telling me that in the chat, of course. He's my teammate this season, the number 46 car. As well as Oscar Tan. 3-man Audi attack. Full court press, baby. And, yeah. We're just waiting for a couple people to finish up. Riccobeni is one of those still out there, along with Connor Costantini and Mark Cebulski. The two Lexus Hoonigan Lexus RCFs. We got 2 Lexuses in the field today, 3 Audis, 1 Honda, 1 Ferrari, 1 BMW, 1 McLaren. Oh, Paul pops up into 3rd place. Nice lap. 1 Lamborghini, 1 Nissan, 1 Aston Martin, 1 Mercedes. It's a lot of ones. Not a lot of repeat cars in the field. Small field, of course. This is a small series. As of right now, I think we're up to 21 signed up, and the 20 signed up. Pardon me. Had a new guy on Sunday, not on Wednesday. But yeah, we're up to 20 people signed up. We are missing from this race David Blythe, Michael Gaskins, as well as Zach Martin, who's having some technical problems right now. Good luck, Zach. No Simeon Naku, no Robert Arzumian, no Tom Waz today, and no Guillermo Taylor.
What about Guillermo del Toro?
There is actually a racer in a race I am doing coming up named Guillermo del Piero. We're gonna have fun making fun of him as Guillermo del Toro for a while, so that's gonna be fun.
Neat.
Doing the 6 hours of Paul Ricard. I'm not really looking forward to it because all right, so the deal is, if you don't know Paul Ricard, and Byron doesn't, of course, it looks the same all the way through. The landscape is the same, and it lulls you into a coma. In a nutshell. So racing that for 2 hours is going to be a bit rough. And I think I'm doing the double stint. I believe I will be doing the last 2 hours of the race because my two teammates probably will be in bed by then. So there you go. I will probably have to do the last 2 hours of it.
Do the last two, the first two, and the middle two.
No, we're going to be starting with Noel's going to start, and then it's probably going to go Noel, Eric, and then me for the double stint. Because Noel and Eric are older gentlemen. Eric is 72 years old. Noel is 64. So they will be going to bed. I do
signed up for the seniors league already?
No. Well. They keep so you are familiar with Steve Crossland, of course, vaguely.
I have heard the name.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's on a team of endurance racers in New Zealand and Australia. He keeps bringing me on to partner with the two old guys because I deal with them well. Apparently, they like me. I guess I don't know. And despite my spry age of 35, we still qualify as a Tin Cup entry with that lineup. And the Tin Cup is indeed the Old Man Cup. Because the rules for the series they run is the Tin Cup has to have a certain average age of years to be active. So you could have like a 12-year-old on a Tin Cup team. You would just need very old other drivers. And we got that covered. So here we go, forming up. We're doing the free start for this race because the Spa-Francorchamps track limits with the widget are, or not track limits, the start limits are a little bit weird. So anyways, here we go. It might be a little bit more spread out as we go green towards Eau Rouge for the first time. And in the background,
Yikes.
Dominic Turcotte, Marcel Letelier getting into it already. And in the lead, it is Max Simmons in his famous green suit. Leading the way in the Honda NSX for the Overclocked Racing Team. Second place for Dan French. Matt Higgs and Paul Riccobeni going side by side down the Kemmel Straight, heading down to Les Combes. Marcel Letelier in the background in the Nissan, followed by Aaron Alexander. That's Michael Magus at the back there in the Golf Audi. Byron, when we get a good look at my car, you're gonna have to rate how Golf it is.
I had a look. I mean, it's too much black, but I appreciate the effort.
Indeed. It's the closest you can get in the Audi.
There you go. That's I'd say appreciate the effort, appreciate the attempt.
Indeed. I even passed up on the BioCircle green car because I knew you'd want me in the Golf.
Hell yeah. Through our powers combined and heavily edited processing, you will win this race.
Simmons leading from French, Riccobeni, Higgs in fourth place, followed by Letelier, Alexander, Magus, Turcotte, Tan, Sabalski, Costantini, Reeder, and Hutchison is your field at the moment as they work their way through Les Franches for the first time. Next up will be, of course, Stavelot.
Who's getting stabbed low?
For the record, I consider these two turns to be Stavelot because I treat them more or less as one when you're driving it. I know one is Stavelot and I think the other is technically Campus, but realistically, I just treat it as one turn.
Stab low and stab ribs.
Into Blanchiment. Which is, again, another case of, like, technically only one of these turns is Blanchiment, but hey, we're doing it. And then into the bus stop chicane. Max Simmons really showing good pace here. I know the Honda NSX gets its better BOP here. It gets the IGT BOP as Dominic Turcotte falling back there behind the Lexus of Connor Costantini, or pardon me, Mark Sabalski. Sabalski is the yellow and red one. I gotta remember that. Into ninth place. Turcotte had that early contact. You got to be wondering if that car feels particularly good. Now there is no pit window in this race, so he could pit now, do his mandatory pit stop, and get that car fixed. But instead, he's going to continue on with Jeremy Reeder on his tail, followed by Costantini, who is not looking all that fast today. Just as I say that, he's getting side by side with Reeder down the Kemmel Straight, coming out of Radillon, heading into Les Combes. My God, that Lexus overpowering things. And yeah, that's a spot for Connor Costantini, and he's going for it against Turcotte as well. Turcotte's Lamborghini does not look very fast right now. I wonder if it is damaged.
I believe it is factory fresh and working as intended.
Probably not. It took a hard hit with Letelier's Nissan.
No, that's how the factory finish them. Take them off the line and smash them into a wall and send them off out of the dealership.
That's Wayne Hutchison at the back of the pack. I mean, you know you've got a pretty good grid when Wayne Hutchison is the slowest guy out there because he's quick. He's a quick cookie. He's getting used to ACC again, but it is coming along as we look at Matt Higgs looking back at Letelier. By the way, Higgs racing this in his crappy backup ghetto rig, so there is that.
I thought that was the usual rig.
Well, so the deal is he's driving with his dad's broken wheel that he got replaced and just didn't return to Fanatec. And he's racing it now. I'm not entirely certain what the brake on it is. It gives sporadic force feedback. So like it'll be like dead 1 minute and then like going nuts the next minute. So it's not easy to drive. I've had a wheel like that. So my sympathies for Matt Higgs and congratulations on still running in fourth place as he goes through the bus stop chicane. And heads on to lap number 3.
I believe that is known as Le Rouge.
Turcotte in the pits. No, La Source is number 1.
Same thing.
Then it's Eau Rouge. Then it's Radion.
Radioactive.
Might as well be. It is. Believe me when I say this, it's not so bad in GT3 cars, but Eau Rouge and Radion can be absolutely terrifying. Michael Magus takes a cut across the Radion sector.
Michael Magus, you've been fined 5 credits. I'm going to report you to the steward right now.
Teammate Oscar Tan looking for a way past. It'll be interesting to see this. Of course, Magus and Tan, of course, teammates this season, but also rivals in the Silver Cup. And Magus's DNF at Silverstone really putting him on the back foot as far as that's concerned. So Matt Higgs in the wall.
Make sure you do 19 shots, as Mike refers to himself in the third person so many times in one sentence.
It's my job, and it's a long-established gimmick, my friend. By the way, I feel like the AI is going to make me abandon you on that title shot to go fight Shibata. I think that's where that whole thing's going. I'm going to go heel. I'm going to pull the Shawn Michaels when he was pursuing The Undertaker on you, your Triple H. It was one of the better storylines that WWE has done in the last, 20 years.
Possibly the entire history of the company. Mm-hmm. Because Lord knows they're bad at storylines.
I was debating with someone on a video if a Karrion Kross, aka Killer Kross, could do. He was like, no, he's bad at promos, and I linked him up to the extremely homicidal promo. As Matt Higgs dives down on Oscar Tan and retakes 8th place. Mark Sobalski might also get there, so Tan really kind of had a problem there. I don't know if he hit the curb too hard or what the deal with that was, but he's going to drift backwards, losing out to Higgs and Costantini. But anyways, to finish the thought, the guy was like, no, okay, that was great. I see what you mean. I'm like, yeah, it was great. It's like the most un-PG promo style known to mankind, but it works. I kind of compared the idea of like, I have no idea why WWE brought in Killer Kross to make it a Karrion Kross, because like it's not going to work. It's like hiring Jake Roberts or Scott Hall or New Jack and being like, you have to be PG. No, homie. That's not how this works.
It's like hiring Howie the Clown and wanting him to be Doink.
Connor Costantini working his way through Eau Rouge once again. Simmons is now 5+ seconds out in front, so he's looking unstoppable for his second win of the season. Let's see if that hangs on. Dan French has not been able to keep up, but he has been able to keep a good gap back to Riccobeni, who's got a good get back to Letelier, who's got a gap back to Alexander, to Magus, so on. So yeah, we're going to be seeing probably a lot of this Costantini versus Tan versus Reader battle by the looks of it. Also, somebody take a screenshot because I'm ahead of Matt Higgs, and we're not going to let him live this down. By the way, this is the new capture card on the machine, and things are looking a little bit sharper.
Moving all the way up to 365p.
Oh! Off the track goes Tan, and that's going to kick him out of the top 10. Reader makes his way past, and Wayne Hutchison might have... No, he's recovered nicely. So Hutchison, not a threat there. It is Aston Martin at the back of the pack, but he's hanging on well. Hutchison's been a guy who, at Silverstone, it took him a while, but by the end of the race, he was very on the pace, and we'll see if he can do the same thing here at Spa. Worked his way up to, I want to say, 9th or 8th at Silverstone. And I can look, and the answer is 9th, unless I was right. There's Aaron Alexander, the custom BMW M4 livery that he's got there. I like the color selections. I don't really like the pattern. Does stand out, though. Give it that. Magnussen, hot pursuit in the Golf out. Somebody is trying to get my attention. And the phone has been muted as we go through Leco.
Now I'll just start messaging on Facebook. It'll make even louder sounds.
No.
Ding, 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 ding.
Because it'll only make sounds in my headphones and they won't be recorded.
A likely story. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that cute computer voice calling you Mike Hoff all the time is not correct.
Oh, no. Okay, so you brought this up, so it's entirely your fault that I'm going to bring up.
What?
So I was listening to the MMA section today, and they were breaking down the card for this Saturday. And if you enjoy my breakdowns, you'll enjoy their breakdowns. Pimp out both podcasts. You can find it, Mio on MMA on Spotify, Anchor, and Acast, as well as YouTube. And so they found a fighter through their journeys through people's records, whose last name they are entirely certain is my anus. And at which point Connor Rebush, the co-host, by the way, Matt Higgs looks like he's in the pits. Connor Rebush is mentioning, he's like, I really need to see Mike Chiavello do a commentary of one of his fights because he would get a hold of that joke and just take it for all it's worth. My anus is on fire. My anus is taking a pounding today. Because Chiavello would definitely make use of that.
That does sound like a Michael Chiavello type thing to do.
The big kabosh.
Rolling thunder. Although I've heard him on a couple of podcasts. He is a very crude man.
Oh, very, very crude man.
My goodness.
That's why he would abuse that joke like there is no tomorrow.
No. Not like juvenile. He who pee pee poo poo. No. Like he is a very crude man.
Oh, he's crude in every way possible. Jeremy Reader in the pits, so he's going to go for the undercut. We'll see how that pans out. It's a 40-minute race, so there's not a ton in the way of strategy really to work on here because, frankly, these tires should be able to go to the end. But it is about traffic management and so on. So Reader's going to get out there with some fresh air in front of him and be fairly on his own and should be okay. Spa-Francorchamps does have a ridiculously long pit lane, so he'll come out quite a ways back. And Higgs did not pit, he's just at the back now. Minus the pit-stopped car of Dominic Turco. Oscar Tan getting a little out of shape there through Bruxelles and into the no-name corner. I think No Name finally actually has a name now. I think it's now X Corner, but I could be mistaken.
The Higgly Wiggly?
No, X. Jackie. There is a race car driver named Jackie X.
Many machines on X.
He is. It is actually spelled very similar. He almost won the 1970 World Title for Formula One, which is the season which Jochen Rindt won from the grave. And Ix has speculated in many interviews since that he really probably he probably mentally threw the chance to win that title, because I mean you don't want that title, realistically speaking.
I would take it and be the biggest heel in racing ever.
I mean, KK Rosberg kind of had that when he won the '82 title, and DJ Peroni probably should have won it. He did not die, but he did have an accident in which both his legs got broken. So there is that. I don't remember if they were just broken or if they were amputated. I think they were amputated.
I believe they were fine, and he just had a hangnail.
No, the accident ended his career, and he wound up actually dying a couple years later in a powerboating accident.
Well done.
So Didier Peroni, determined to go fast, and definitely died doing what he loves.
I won't go fast.
We should all be so fortunate, to a certain degree. That's why actually I find like in terms of like racing motorsports deaths, that like Gunnar Nilsson's death is way sadder, because after finally becoming an F1 winner back in 1977, he got diagnosed with cancer and died of that. That's way sadder to me than the many blaze of glory deaths that motorsports has offered us in the past.
Well, I think he just moved on to become an MMA fighter.
I mean, it definitely is a name that would work in MMA.
Gunnar Nelson?
Gunnar Nilsson is the race car.
Same thing.
NIL versus NEL. Aaron Alexander still. Oh, I do have an issue, a correction. A couple of commentaries ago, I said that a member of ABBA competed in F1. That was not strictly true. It was a session musician of theirs that competed in F1, not an actual member of ABBA.
That is an oddly specific reference.
Slim Borgett was the name.
Slim Thickens.
No, someone actually did PM me and say I was wrong about that. Matt Higgs, by the way, has retired from us. And I do wish to make that correction on air. That is the case. He was a session musician for ABBA for some time. So
I think Higgs is just jealous that he's not an ABBA.
Could be. What was in Higgs that messaged me?
Well, I think it probably was. Just using a pseudonym.
Oscar Tan into the pits. I guess this is a moderate undercut. Who's going longest today, Simmons or Hutchison? What's your thought? Because they're both historically long overcutters.
I believe will be Jeremy Reeder.
Well, Reeder already pitted, so you failed there.
That's the joke.
Also, don't think Reeder is a chronic undercutter.
No, you're overcomplicating the simple joke of Reeder already having pitted, and I selected him wrong on purpose.
I know. But you also know that I'm going to overcomplicate the joke. So why do you make it?
You're fired.
You can't fire me. You're not my boss. Only Martin can fire me. I'm not even sure Martin has the ability to fire me. I think this, like, I think I'm literally sitting on the board that would have the authority to fire me.
He has ascended. He is too powerful.
Well, I think it would take
real cheese people.
It would take Martin and John Barker to fire me.
Oh.
We know John Barker wouldn't go for that. John Barker enjoys my singing, so he is that kind of masochistic human being. Ride with Max Simmons, the race leader. His gap has actually shrunk quite a bit. It's down to 3.5 seconds. I don't know if he's made a mistake or Dan French has turned up the wick. It'll be interesting to see what his lap time this time around is. Not much is changing. Things are fairly static. The only changes really are the pit stops going on. Tan is still in the pit lane. Should be exiting soon. As if on cue, there it goes.
Again on his own.
I don't know. Where is he in relation to Reader? That's going to be the question.
Well, I believe Reader's down the only road he's ever known.
Oh, Connor Costantini in the pits. Still technically an undercut. We haven't reached the halfway point of the race, but we're pretty close to this being halfway through. By the time they get the new tires on him, it will be halfway through. So I'm not even gonna call that an undercut. That's just a normal pit stop. Tan ended up 2.7 behind Reader, so Reader did jump Tan through the undercut. So good work by Reader. We'll see if he can hang on to it. Tan does feel like he's faster than Reader, but he's made a couple of mistakes while we've looked at him, so a little bit inconsistent. Meantime, last lap for Simmons was not particularly good, so I'm going to suggest that he made a mistake, and that is why the gap has closed to Dan French, and he's starting to put the heels to him again, having stretched it out to almost 4 seconds. Is Jeremy Reader. New man on the grid. Soon to be a new father. So, congratulations. I believe it's him. If it's not him, I'm going to feel very embarrassed, but I think it's him that's having the baby.
Probably his wife.
Well, his wife having the baby. He's the one. I know somebody in the community is having a baby. I believe it's Reader.
Not me.
I hope not. I've not met Mrs. Byron, and that's a requirement.
You keep that garbage. I don't want none of that.
Personal best for Jeremy Reader, 220.51. Makes sense. He should be on some fairly fresh tires right now. Where is Costantini? That is the question. So we've not gotten a timing gate with him yet. Can we come out behind them or come out in front of them? Dan French is in the pits. Costantini has come out just ahead of Reader and has fresher tires, so the pit stop strategy working out in the favor of the Lexus right now. Dom Turcotte's still at the back, so... Oh, Reader! Off the track, coming out of Lake Home.
Then moving on into Les Brush.
Mark Sobalski in the pit lane. So we got overcuts for Hutchison, Magus, Alexander, Letelier, Riccobeni, and Simmons. Good to see Mark Sobalski trying to mix it up with people. He's the only bronze driver here today, so he's got an automatic Amateur Cup win. It would be really easy for him to just glide around out there, take the free points. But no, he's interested in getting himself like a nice top 10 result here. And he's definitely had some great single lap speed. He just needs to tame that over 40 minutes. And I think this could be a breakout season for him.
I mean, depending on your point of view, breakout's not good.
Also, he's in car 69, so Byron
giggity
has fandom.
And he also works for TSN.
You should check out that video linked up in the fight chat there.
Oh, I took a brief look at it.
The 69 AOE.
It's a lot of 69. It was the nicest of maps.
Nicest of maps. All right, so where is Sobalski going to come out in relation to Connor Costantini, Jeremy Reader, and Oscar Tan? Tan has fallen behind Reader a little bit more. So Sobalski was ahead of all of these guys before. I think that's him coming out of the pits now. Let's see where he is in relation. So he's definitely still ahead of Reeder and Tan. Is he ahead of Costantini? We should have an answer fairly shortly. There's a timing gate just up ahead. And Cebulski does come out ahead of Costantini, so no change there. Into the pits goes Marcel Letelier and Michael Magus. So that leaves us with Max Simmons, Paul Riccobeni, Aaron Alexander, and Wayne Hutchison on the overcut. Lapped car getting out of the way there. That is Dominic Turcotte. Oh, Hutchison in as well. So the answer to the earlier question of who would stay out longer, Simmons or Hutchison, is Simmons. Turcotte's still out there and has not picked up the pace. In fact, he's lost ground to Oscar Tan, so he's still having a rough time in that Lamborghini. I admittedly, I thought it was weird that he picked the Lamborghini. He's historically been a very solid competitor in front-engine cars, so to go with the mid-engine Lambo seemed like an odd choice.
By mid-engine, do you mean he's actually sitting on it right now?
I mean, to a degree, yeah. If you're in a mid-engine car, you are setting on part of the engine.
Neat.
Looks like he's got some front-end damage.
No, that's how they make them.
Not the race ones. I actually saw a Lamborghini today while I was shopping for groceries.
Did you steal it?
No, wouldn't want it. Would not
What?
want it.
Resale value is at least $5.
Selling those is like not happening, my friend. Marcel Letelier rejoining the race, and Max Simmons, the race leader, comes in. Wow, we're going to actually get two cars that are going to overcut Max Simmons. Both Paul Riccobeni and Aaron Alexander, unless they come in this lap, will do so. Does look like one of them is coming in. That would be Riccobeni. Is Alexander going to overcut the race leader? We'll find out. Nope. All right. Well, they get Co last one to pit because they're all pitting on the same lap. Turcotte also in the pits. Jeremy Reeder looking back at Oscar Tan, battle for 9th place. Audi versus Mercedes, an old, long-standing rivalry for German supremacy.
Not sure I'm comfortable with that.
What is your favorite German car maker?
I believe the Daihatsu. Because Volkswagen owns everything, don't they?
Only Audi, Volkswagen, and Porsche in terms of the German market.
Not Daihatsu?
Nope.
Well, shit.
They also own Lamborghini. They own Ducati, Bugatti, Bentley, Seat, and Skoda. If memory serves. Not expecting any changes with the top three once they come out of the pits. Simmons should still have the lead. Should still be French in 2nd place. Should still be Riccobeni 3rd. We'll find out. Drive-through penalty for Paul Riccobeni. Oh no! And on this track, that is absolute murder because the drive-through here is huge as Dominic Turcotte exits the race. We are down to 11 cars, but Riccobeni will probably be out of the top 10 with that drive-through penalty. He's going to go to the back for sure. So Simmons and French still the top 2. Riccobeni still 3rd, although drive-through pending. Marcel Letelier on the verge of his 2nd podium for the Nissan team. He's up to 4th place, followed by Alexander. Let's see where Magus comes in, 3.7 behind. So yeah, the real battle here is between Tan and Reeder, so I think we're going to get a steady die to this. defending into Lecombe. Successful. Lecombe is the site of so many accidents, including your favorite driver, Dan Ticktum, hitting Roy Nissany.
Fuck that Ticktum.
Yeah, the sad thing about that accident is that, okay, so I dislike Roy Nissany. Not like as a person or anything, because it's nothing about him personally. It's just he's a waste of space on the F2 grid. He's there because of Daddy's cash. He's a bit old to be there and so on. So it takes a lot for me to be like, no. Roy Nissany is totally in the right here, and Dan Ticktum managed that. So congratulations, Dan Ticktum.
Fuck that Ticktum.
That was an accident back in I want to say 2020 here, between the two while they were battling for the lead in the reverse grid race. Reader's still hanging on against Tan. There's a lot of Tan.
I don't know about that one.
Off the track a little bit at Stavlo. And we check back in with Marcelo Letelier, who is shown in third. So I think that, yep, Riccobeni is in to serve his drive-through penalty. The WRT boys can't catch a break. Michael Magus had technical difficulties at Silverstone, wound up with a DNF, and now Riccobeni losing a podium here to a drive-through penalty at Spa. I think that team will still probably come out as the top-scoring team in today's race with all three of their cars in the top 10. For the time being, Riccobeni will probably fall out of it, though.
I believe you are pessimistic, and therefore Paul Riccobeni will win the whole race.
Oh, bold claim.
Through the power of editing, Shazam.
Simmons' gap is up to about 8.5 seconds over Dan French. Follow the Honda NSX around. Probably the weakest car in the field today, but Max is making it work. Showing off his skills. He's been working with the Honda for quite some time. Riccobeni indeed will come out in last place. Connor Costantini's had a problem because he's dropped behind Reeder and Tan down to 9th place. Adam off, maybe chasing his teammate Mark Cebulski. Oh, and it just got worse for him because he's joined the drive-through club, I assume for a track limit violation.
Who does he think he is, you?
I only had one track limit violation in this race, so, spoiler there. I'm not getting
per lap.
No, just the one.
We just edited out the others, don't believe him.
Just the one. I take the approach of being incredibly paranoid about track limits around Spa because once you get the drive-through, your race is over. Like, straight up, your race is over. So you don't want it. If there is a race where you want 0 track warnings, this is the one. Didn't quite manage that. Picked myself up one at the bus stop chicane.
Down here at the pawn shop.
And I will take a look at not me, Jack will take a look at the one that I had at Eau Rouge and decide if there is a additional stewarding action that will need to be taken. Because it was 4 wheels pretty off. It was the game didn't consider it a track cut, but they really should. On board with Reeder through the Eau Rouge Rayon area, onto the Kemmel Straight. Oscar Tan all over him. This is a key battle in the Silver Championship. Costantini in the pits to serve his drive-through, so he'll slip to the back. Riccobeni back into the top 10. Reeder in 7th. Tan in 8th. Oh, Tan gets him through Lecombe. Nicely done from the Audi R8 Evo II driver. newest car in ACC. By the way, we got American tracks coming soon. End of the month is the projected timetable. We're getting Indianapolis, Coda, and Watkins Glen. Looking forward to Watkins Glen so much in this game. I love Watkins Glen, and I desire that. Coda is also going to be pretty fun. Indianapolis, I'm a little bit meh on, just because I've raced it a lot, and it's a perfectly fine track, but it doesn't exactly set my heart ablaze. Would have preferred Real Cheese People, Road America, or something new like Virginia International Raceway or NOLA Motorsports Park, because I've never raced those two.
I demand the French Guyanese National Track.
Jeremy Reeder, a little all over the place. That Mercedes is struggling for grip. This is the battle for second in the silver today. Magus in third. Magus in the lead, pretty far up there. 4.1 behind Alexandra, and then he's got the cushion of Mark Cebulski. Interesting to see what the gap between Hutchison and Riccobeni is, because Riccobeni is undoubtedly faster. And might maybe a shot at ninth place if he's close, but it looks like he's pretty far off as Tan tumbles over the Radion curves there. 20.3, nah, he'd have to make up about 10 seconds a lap. That's probably not happening.
But what does that translate into board feet?
I don't know.
Well, come on, you're the math guy.
It's not a direct combination that you can make.
What? No, it is.
Conversion,
Because you can directly equivocate speed per board foot.
Nope.
I don't understand. Why are you doing this to me?
Because I feel like it.
You're a horrible person, and I celebrate that.
Oscar Tan still hanging on to 7th place under pressure from Jeremy Reeder. Marcel Letelier off to a great start this season. He's a guy who has kind of limited himself in his ESR career by driving the Nissan GTR so much, because it's not a car that ranks very high on the BOP anywhere we go, but he does make it work, and he's on pace for a second podium this season. Probably might put him in second in the championship. It'll be between him and Alexander, who holds it right now, and Dan French. It'll be Alexander who has it. Side by side on the start-finish straight here between Tan and Reeder. Tan gets a little bit of a better launch out of the bus stop chicane. Defends the inside at La Source, and you're not going to go around the outside of La Source very often. So Tan still hangs on, and we head down towards Eau Rouge.
Au jus, and then you can dip your sandwich in it.
So Rouge and Radion. Still one of the scariest flat-out turns you're ever going to see. Tan trying to disrupt the draft as much as he can, but not overdoing it with the weaving. Into Lake Combe. Mark Cebulski running in 6th place. He's looking for a solid result. Where did he finish at Silverstone? He had a good run at Silverstone as well. He finished 7th at Silverstone. So looks like he's going to go one better today. And his championship rival, Robert Arzumian, not here today. So Definitely should be able to pull out a little bit of a gap. Question really is Tan or Reader right now. Everything else is pending a relatively major error, somewhat settled as we enter the last lap. Stavlo. And we check Max Simmons, his final time at racing speeds through Eau Rouge.
Stablo, sweet chariot. Come for to sever your... never mind.
Onto the Kemmel Straight. Hoping we get a... so there's a go-kart track on the inside of this track, and I'm hoping the camera gets a good shot of it, because I do like seeing it. I know it's modeled in Race Room. I'm not entirely sure it's modeled in ACC.
But is it modeled in Trackmania?
Probably not.
Shit.
Could be done. Could be done.
Shit.
We're not around it right now. It's over by Stavlo and Blanchiment. We're at No Name right now, but we'll get there.
A friend of mine started watching The Wire. I sent him the shit gift.
Shit. Clay Davis.
The bunk.
Mm-hmm. Well, both of them, honestly.
Actually, I think I sent them both. I did. I definitely sent them a bunk one and Clay Davis.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the Clay Davis one is more iconic of the two, but they're both very, very good. Let's see. Can we see the go-kart track? There it is. It is modeled. Simmons through the bus stop the final time. Not really sure why we're here instead of watching Tan versus Reader, but hey, I'll take it. It's a nice scenic look at the track. And your race winner, checkered flag, Max Simmons, his second win of the season. Good start.
Martin, if you're out there, if you just edit Paul Riccobeni's name in there as the winner, that'd be great.
I don't think Paul would even appreciate that.
It'd be funny.
Riccobeni, or Simmons, the leader of the championship right now, and also the leader of the Sunday GT Challenge series that we do, and he is, of course, the defending champion of this series, winning the Winter Series 2022, in which he won 5 straight races to finish off the season as Michael Magus laps Connor Costantini at the end. Takes 5th place. He'll be very happy with that. Dan French, Marcel Letelier on the podium, and Aaron Alexander. Mark Sobolski in 6th. Tan hangs on against Reader for 7th place. Hutchison will be 9th, I think, and Paul Riccobeni in the top 10. I was going to say, Simmons won the last 5 races of the previous season on the trot to easily win the championship against John Archie, William Murrah, Neil Sutherland, and Silvio Cortese, all of whom are not here this season. Tremendous turnover in the on the summer series here. We always see a little bit of a drop in the summer series as people, are a little bit more busy during it. But
or die of heat stroke.
I had that too. But this was a little bit more extreme than normal. So after the race, Max Simmons leads the championship with 90 points to Aaron Alexander's 65. Marcel Letelier is on 64. Dan French is on 61. That's your top 4 and your championship contenders, so to speak. In the teams championship, it is 90 points for Overclocked Racing HPD. I don't know what the HPD stands for. WRT in second on 77. 73 for the 905 Racers and 68 for Lexus Pass. And in the Silver Championship, Connor Costantini leads with 14 points over Wayne Hutchison's 13. Oscar Tan is on 12. Michael Magus is on 10. And then in the Bronze category, Mark Sobolski dominating the field with 20 points. He is 12 points ahead of Robert Arzumian heading into Zandvoort. Plenty of time to go. 3rd round coming up in 2 weeks' time. Hope you enjoy it. And Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
Yes. So your boy Christopher Walken has been cast as the Emperor in Dune, the second part of Dune, the movie.
I heard that.
And so, in a spectacular, which is a spectacular event of art imitating art, since he was in the Fat Boy Slim video back in the, I believe, 90s, early 2000s,
baby.
Yeah, thus proving the ancient adage, walk with that rhythm, you won't attract the worm.